Hello there and welcome to VerminHuntersTV with me, Pittaway. Today on the show we're going to be looking at some simple tips and ways to improve your night vision setup to make shooting at night a little bit more comfortable and easier to carry out. So without further ado, let's get straight to the action. Here's a few items that I bought to make my night vision shooting a little bit easier and not so cumbersome for me. I bought a new 1 meter 3.5mm 4-pole male to male plug. So there's only going to be a tiny bit of lead instead of having quite a lot of lead. Like I see here, I've wrapped it up and cable tied it. Instead of having all that, I've just got that now. And the other one is, it's a really good tip what I got off a guy called Hawke on YouTube. And it was to buy these here. These are called breakaway coasters. There you can see the packet, breakaway coasters. You buy them on eBay, these, for about £3. And what you do, you put this over your magnification wheel and then you twist it and tighten it up, and wherever you normally use, which magnification, let's say times 10, you have it at the top. So at night time when it's dark and you're moving the magnification wheel, especially if you're using Nite Site to zoom in, once you've moved it you don't really know what mag you're at, so your hold over becomes just more of a guesswork. Where with this, if you've got it at the top, you can move your mag wheel and you know whenever it's at the top you're back on times 10. And we'll fit this in a little while, and I'll also fit the new lead, this one here, and show you what it looks like. I'm going to fit the breakaway coaster now, and it says on the packet it's a tough, lightweight, reel mounting clip for surf rods. Like I say, you get them off eBay for about £3. What I've done is I've pulled up and made the actual loop bigger, and that's obviously to fit over the ocular lens and the illuminated reticule switch on the older version Hawke Night Eye. On this particular rifle I use times 8 magnification, so put it times 8 mag, make sure it's bang on, and then pull down obviously on this part here. Then it's just a case of using the screw to tighten it up. It gets it really tight so it don't move at all. These. The dog's just woke up. That's very tight now. Once you've got it on, it's just a case of snipping the plastic level like that. Give it one more tight. You can see now, look how it moves. So at night time, as long as it's at the top, I know it's back on times 8 magnification. Right, while I'm doing this bit about night vision, I'll just zoom in a little bit, and I want to show you the anti-recoil mount what Dave and Phil at Nite Site have sent me to use. And you can see it's this mount here, it's this little bracket, and what this does is it stops the IR module and the LCD screen here from moving backwards with recoil and being thrown off the actual mount itself. And how it works is, I'll just undo it, it's a normal screw like that. I'll try and keep the fingers that way, and then you push it down, and then you can see it allows the actual IR monitor, sorry, the IR module and the LCD screen to move off. And then I can pull it off, just let that dangle a second, it'll be safe, just so I can show you. It's got a screw through it, which is just a normal screw, and then all it is a little bracket like that. And before you used to have the screw going through and just that there, and you can see if I was to push the Nite Site on now and imagine that screw was tightened up, so there's a screw there, let's say, see me doing it. If you're using a rifle with a lot of recoil, maybe a centerfire rifle, there is a possibility that the Nite Site could slip off. But now using this little anti-recoil mount here, it can't happen. So it just clips over the top like so, and then you get your normal screw, what comes with the normal mount, which fits through. Push it through like so, and then just screw your screw back on so it's loose. Push it down so you can see it moves up or down, and then push your Nite Site back on, lift it up so it lines with the top of the unit, and then tighten it off. And you can see now, because it's got that round it, can't come off. Obviously for pre-charged pneumatic like this Edgar Brothers XVI, it's not such a big problem, because only recoil you get is off the hammer, which is hardly any, you can't really tell. We're a spring rifle. To be honest, my Tune 97, you don't need it on there either, because there's hardly any recoil compared to an untuned rifle. But if you're using a rifle maybe with which is a bit punchy, and there is a bit of recoil from a spring piston, then this mount would be ideal to use. Or if you're using a rimfire or something bigger, like I say, like a centerfire. And I know from watching some of Team Wild's videos, they use this anti-recoil mount on their centerfire rifles when they're shooting foxes and other game using the Nite Site, and it works fine. So if you're interested and you'd like this mount, then please give Phil or Dave at Nite Site a call. I'm sure they'll be able to sell you one. I can't imagine it being very expensive, a couple of quid at the most. Right, that's the XVI and the night vision all set up now. I'm just going to take a minute or so, freehanding the camera, to talk over it now. We'll start off towards the front of the rifle, and as you can see here, I've fitted a Hawke laser now into the XVI, and if I turn it on you can see it flashing there. What I've done with that is zeroed it exactly at 25 meters, so 27.3 yards, same as the scope is zeroed, so it's pellet on pellet at 25 meters, and the actual laser, when you look through the scope, is bang on the crosshair at that range. Now, because there's quite a big angle on the XVI from where the laser is below the barrel to the centre of the scope here, that angle is obviously that angle there, you can tell any slight difference in range from zero, and it's up to about 5 meters in practice, I can tell with that angle. So if I'm out at night and I'm not sure of range to a target, to say a rabbit or a rat, turn on the laser, and if the laser's above the crosshair, it's further than 25 meters, or if it's lower than the crosshair, then it's closer than 25 meters. And I will take some footage outside in a little while showing you a 25 meter zero, and then an apple I'll put out at 20 meters, and you'll see it's definitely a lot lower than the crosshair. And what you can either do is use hold over and hold under, or just move backwards and forwards, keep pressing the laser until the actual laser dot is back on the centre of the crosshair, and then you know you're at your zero range and you can take a shot straight off the crosshair. The other thing I've done is this aluminium pipe here. It's only a small aluminium pipe, look, you can see straight through it. It's been cut, because it was sort of like this length here. It's been cut, and both ends, inside and out, have been filed so they're not rough. What I have done now is brought the cable from the Nite Site LCD screen through it, keep it nice and tidy, and I've actually use some cable ties here on the rubber scope mount, keep it nice and protected so it's not going to move about and get knocked. Obviously you've seen the coaster set on ×8 magnification. Around the back, cables are all nice and tidy, there's nothing sticking out. And what I have got now is just one cable, well it's 2 cables here, which has been cable tied together onto the remote control, and they go into this little camera bag here. It's a spare one what I've had and don't use anymore, and in it you can see I've got the lithium battery I use for the Nite Site, and this is a 9800 one, get them off eBay, and the PV1000 from Lawmate. So if I turn the battery on like so, it's on the turn the battery on there for the Nite Site, and then you can get the picture there. And then what I usually do is that gets closed up and fastened here. That's my dog's eating, sorry, my puppy. And then all I need to do is put this over my shoulder and use a remote control. So if I bring it down on the remote control, one position, you can see the on lights come on, and then I prepare for the shot, and then just bring it down one more click, wait a second or two, and you can see it's now flashing red, or red lights on. That means it's recording. Stop recording, just press it up again and turn it off, like that. So it's simple as that. I don't have to worry about screens or recording units or anything. Everything's on there, and there's a clip there, look, what can go on your jacket or even on your stock if you wanted to. Let's turn the Nite Site off, and you've got no problem. So it's not a cumbersome rig now. I know exactly what mag I'm on, and all I've got is a really lightweight bag what fastens over your shoulder with a lightweight battery in it and a recording unit. You can see it's going to improve night vision shooting a lot. You see it's all been calibrated here, and I actually calibrated that using the environmental settings off of Chairgun, set them correct as per a couple of days ago when I chronographed it and calibrated it. Got the weather off the internet for the area where I live, and the air pressure, and also the altitude where I was going to zero it, put all that in. Obviously measured middle of scope to middle of barrel for scope height, and I did the ballistic coefficient for the RWS superfield pellet. So it's bang smack on now. Right, it's a bit of a misty day today, and it's not ideal conditions for filming through the Nite Site because mist does affect night vision a little bit. But we're only at 25 metres, so 27.3 yards, so I think we'll be alright. And what I'm going to do now is just demonstrate to you how, now I've set the laser up, you can tell the difference between 25 metres and 20 metres. And what I have done is, like I said, I've zeroed the laser and the crosshair at 25 metres, and then I put an apple 5 metres forward, so at the 20 metre point, and I'm going to show you the view at 25 metres and then the view with the laser at 20 metres. And you can see, because of this angle between the actual laser and the scope centre, it shows up quite easily. So it's really handy tool for using at night time as a laser range estimator. Here's me looking down at the 25 metre range then, and I'm just zooming in now to ×16 mag. I'm just about to turn the laser on, which you can just see now. You can see it was in the centre, and then I moved down to 20 metre where I put the apple. I'm just going to focus the scope now, and then I'll turn the laser on now. You can see it's 1 mil.dot lower now, so 5 metres and it's made 1 mil.dot different. I'll just zoom out to ×8 mag and turn it on again. You can see it was still just under 1 mil.dot. Zoom back in again to 25 metres and focus, and then I move up to the piece of wood on ×8 magnification and turn the laser on now. You can see it's back on the centre, So 5 meters makes quite a lot of difference with this setup, which is really handy, especially when it's pitch black at night for range finding. I then decide I'm going to take a few shots at some of the targets I put up, and the first one being this orange one here, 1x8 mag here. You can see that's no problem. Reload, and the next one I'm going for is this blue bottle top here on a piece of wire. Yep, another one, no problem. You can see the potential of this rifle. Once it's calibrated, it's got the right pellet for it. Now we've got a bottle top here what I've lent, so there's only three quarters of it, and you can see that was hit nicely as well. Then I move down to the 20 meter point, zoom in to times 16 mag, focus, and then move back down to 8 mag, and then take a half a MILDOT old undershot on the centre of the apple. You can see that's no problem. So I know at 20 meters, half a MILDOT on times 8 is round about the correct trajectory what I need, or aim point I should say. Now the next target is this one here, and this has been screwed onto a piece of wood. So take the first shot and I hit it centrally right near the screw, and it moves to the left like so, and then I decide I'm going to zoom in just to show you I did hit it, and you can just make out the hole, and then I take another shot once I've reloaded, and this time you definitely see the hole on times 16 mag appear as the pellet passes through the bottle top. Like that. And then what I do, I zoom out again, think of what I'm going to hit now, reload the rifle, and I decide to hit one of the fall-in wild boar HFT targets. So I'm going for a headshot this time. So I pick the head and brain, take the shot, and you can see it's no problem whatsoever, the rifle. Unfortunately, these two rabbits weren't on my permission. They were just outside my boundary in the next field. But I did zoom in and decided to keep the footage just to show you the quality of the picture of the Nite Site. I estimated these at being between 40 and 45 meters, and knowing on times 8 magnification, I would have given it 2.5 MILDOTS of holdover, which I think would have been a perfect shot. Here's a still of where I left it, but obviously I didn't shoot. This is a fox I pick up actually in one of my permissions with the Nite Site. You can see it's only got one eye. I don't know if it's been in a fight with another fox or it's caught itself in some sort of wire or something, but you can see it's quite injured. The fence you're looking at the background there is well over 250 yards. The fox is probably around about 35 to 40 meters away. You can see it squats down here and goes to the toilet. It's a lovely picture. You can see the quality of the Nite Site, and then the fox gets up, turns away, and then it runs off into the distance. Right, this next shot is after doing a lot of calibration, and I'm using a laser rangefinder, so I'm quite confident even with the breeze blowing from the left to the right. You see the target bird is the right hand bird, and it's probably about the maximum range for this rifle at the power it's pushing out. You can see I take the shot and the bird goes straight down. Here's a slow motion of it actually happening again. As the bird is hit, you can see it's straight down, and it was dead at the bottom of the tree. This shot's also a long distance shot. I work out the range to the bird, but this time the wind slightly catches my pellet and the bird just gets an haircut and flies off uninjured. This next rabbit's not so lucky. It's a misty night on the permission, and I've got the illuminator turned down to its third setting. This rabbit I estimate to be between 35 and 40 meters away. So I'll give it a MILDOT and a half to MILDOT and a 3/4 of holdover, and as you can see it goes over straight away and very clean. I then zoom out and go and collect the rabbit, which was shot perfectly in the kill zone.